Good morning. It is day 42 on the Florida Trail. And once again, it is quite cold. Low 40s, I'd say at the warmest last night, possibly upper 30s. So we slept in a little bit this morning just to wait for the sun to come up and heat things up a little bit. We're still waiting for that to happen. It's now 8:30 and we got about 1.7 miles in so far. But it was a quiet night. Barred owls, again, there are lots of them down here. Just going all night chatting at each other. So that was pretty cool. Otherwise, yeah, no noises that I heard. We've got about 18 miles to do today. We're going up to the another shelter, to a shelter area tonight. But we are going to be going past the town of Olustee here in a few more, just a couple of miles. And then on the other side of that is a battlefield, an old battlefield from I believe from the Civil War. So we are gonna stop in there and at least get water, but hopefully spend a little bit of time checking that out. With only 18 miles today, we should have a little extra time, so hopefully it'll be open and we can kind of tour that a little bit briefly before we move on. So we will catch up with you shortly. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Big water hazard here. We got to get back there to follow that road. Prescribed burn on one side and no burn on the other side. We have decided to put our safety orange pack covers on because it is turkey season, at least in some of the other areas that we have been in. We're not sure if it is here or not, but we just want to be cautious about it. Another water challenge here this morning. Yep. Not that we're afraid to get our feet wet necessarily, but it's always nice to keep them dry when you can. The many styles of road walking on the Florida Trail. This is like the third type of road we've walked on this morning so far. Okay, Highway 90. That way to the town of Olustee. That looks like there's some comments about being able to camp at a little park up there. Just maybe 2/10 or so up, half mile, and a sandwich shop. But we're gonna walk right down that way for a short bit along the side of the road, and then take the trail back to the battlefield. That's it. Take the road back to the battlefield, or the trail back to the battlefield. All right, no avoiding this one. This is nowhere to go. Actually has lily pads in the water on the road. So yeah, I'm thinking this water is here all the time. That was probably about 1/10 of a mile to get through various degrees of muck and mud and water depth. Just about to the battlefield here. This trail is going right past this historic Olustee Cemetery. This battlefield, we'll learn more about it a bit. What I did see so far was that it was the bloodiest battle in Florida during the Civil War. And this is the oldest state park in Florida, and it was dedicated to memorialize that battle that took place here during the Civil War. So I'm wondering, maybe we'll find out as we get up here a little bit farther, if perhaps there are soldiers from the battle buried in that historic cemetery over there. Behind the visitor center is this memorial to the battle, which is pretty impressive for this small state park. Very significant battle in the war, apparently, just as we were reading through the visitor center there. A couple of memorial stones and some cannons out here. So it looks like the battle was fought right over in that area in those trees. Took a picture or a video of that as we're leaving, but that's where we just had lunch. But I guess this whole area is where the battle was fought. A very important battle. Just reading about it, in that they were trying, the Union was trying to win back Florida, because that was about the only resource that the Confederacy had for a lot of the necessary things that they needed, like meat, beef, and salt seem to be the two big ones. I guess pork as well. It's the first time in a little while that we haven't been on roads. I don't know, the last couple of days seem to be all some sort of road. And yeah, we got real trail. It's a little soggy. It's splashing up on my legs as we walk. But trail nonetheless. Brief road walk there, just to get us back up to this part of the trail. We are now heading towards Ocean Lake, Ocean Pond. Beyond that is the shelter that we're staying at tonight, the Osceola Shelter. Apparently the oldest shelter on the trail. We are now in the Osceola National Forest. Apparently it got a lot of rain, as did the entire southern United States. Gotta love the Florida Trail boardwalks. So glad I swapped out for my dry socks back there at lunch. Because now I have 2 pair of wet socks. Still going through lots of water. Got all the lily pads in there though. It's really cool. And this is the trail. I believe so. I see an orange blaze up there.
It's deep over here.
Uh-huh. It's gotten, whoop, yeah, that's gonna be up to my knees if I step any more left.
Yep.
I think I see fish.
There are fish.
It's a very nice bridge.
Just because I'm getting this right.
I'm not sure.
What does this tell you about the water right now? This is not obviously supposed to be here.
Yeah, the normal water level obviously isn't like this. If this is the only place through here that there's a bridge. I'm guessing that this is a normal flow of water right across under the bridge here. Now, this is some good muck. Fortunately, it's not tremendously deep yet, but yeah, it's mucky. The bridge that is actually going to keep our feet dry this time. After all the water we've walked through. Yeah, this is great though. This is really nice. It goes all the way out there. Both sides. Yeah, it's like endless water. What a boardwalk though. This is a bridge. You can imagine the work that went into this. We have arrived at the Osceola shelter. Oh, and someone's here. Looks like we're gonna have a friend for the night. Give you a little tour later. Wrap up for day 42. Ready? We're not sure if we're ready.
We're ready.
We're ready. Okay. We are in the tent tonight. Why? Because we don't like to get eaten alive by mosquitoes. So, anyway, so we started out, let's say we did 21. No, I'm sorry. That was yesterday. We did 18 miles today.
It just took as long as doing 21.
It took, took 15 minutes less than it did to take do the 21 yesterday. Actually 22 yesterday because we walked longer, but yeah. So let's see. Started out cold. It was cold last night.
Yeah.
I mean, you said it was low 40s.
It was low 40s, yes.
I'm betting it was probably in the 30s before you checked.
Way.
Yeah.
It probably felt that way. But
Yeah.
Low 40s.
So it was pretty cold. But yeah, we got up and out and moving pretty quickly, and it was road walking for a while. I thought it was just going to be another boring day of, videotaping road walks and not having anything exciting to show you here today. But not so much. So let's see. The road walks lasted, I don't even remember now how long they lasted. But
Well, I want to say about 7 miles.
Yeah, okay.
And then we got into forest after we crossed the road. And then it started getting wet in there before we got to the battleground.
Okay.
And the battleground was about 9 miles.
Battleground was 9 miles, yes. Yep. Yeah, so that's right. So, yeah, the story of the day basically was water. So, yeah.
That was the key word.
Yeah, so as you said there, yeah, so we started to get into some water. But we stopped for lunch at the Olesti?
It is Olesti.
Olesti Battleground.
I think it's the Ocean Pond Battle. I think that's what it's called.
Okay.
Yes.
Because Ocean Pond is, at least by the trail, is only a couple miles away.
Correct. Yes.
But yeah, it was a very nice spot there. We took our lunch break. We did a yard sale in the grass for a while. But yeah, we toured around through the small visitor center there and learned about the battle. Learned a little bit about Florida in general, and the Civil War, and I don't know. I enjoyed it.
I did too.
I thought it was nice.
It's all right.
Yeah,
It was nice.
yeah.
Yeah, we watered up.
Yeah, and then we watered up and headed out again.
Yes.
Towards
Water.
Ocean Pond.
Just toward the ocean, the
Yeah.
water.
Yeah, but that was really, the afternoon was just water. We had quite a bit of it. So, and I'd say today, knee deep at most, right?
Yeah, it got above my knees at some points.
Okay.
Today.
Okay.
Yes.
But you could, most of the time, I would say, other than one or two places where we didn't have a choice.
And then I found the hole.
Yes.
And then I fell
Yes, you did that as well.
in the water.
Yeah. Right at the edge, fortunately. I mean, the water was kind of coming up, and you fell into.
Yes.
I wouldn't
more
say
shallow space.
A shallow space, yeah. I was going to say not land, but shallower water. So
it just got splashed up.
yeah, but you could kind of choose to not be knee deep most of the time, not always. When we got knee deep, that was just what it was. We could have gone knee deep a lot, by walking in the ruts in the road and things like that. But we were able to kind of keep to ankle to calf deep.
Yes.
For a lot of the time. So.
Yes.
But yeah, it was just slow going. And of course, once your feet are wet, then you just don't care anymore.
No.
You just keep walking.
But
so.
it is slow going just because you don't know where that next step is going to be.
Right. And it's not solid ground underneath
It's
necessarily.
not solid ground, no.
Yeah, it's mud, and it's, you're sliding a little bit
Well,
here
there's
and there.
debris then too.
And debris, yeah. So.
Sticks and logs and things like that you're walking over. So
Right, yeah.
you tread carefully.
Yeah, but we did have a couple of sections we were able to cruise a little bit in, but not many, really. Most of it we were just slogging through
Yes.
that water. So,
But we eventually got to camp.
got to camp. So we're at the Osceola
Yes.
camp shelter.
Yes.
There's a
Very
shelter
nice
here.
shelter,
Yeah,
actually.
it's more of a pavilion than it is a shelter. But yeah, it's nice. There's there's even a hiker box.
There is a hiker box. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like there's some chocolate in there, and
A nice tea, you said?
there's 2 iced teas in there.
Wow. Okay.
So someone must be here stocking it pretty regularly.
Right.
It's not cold, but it's still there.
Right.
So yeah.
And there's a very nice stream that runs right behind the pavilion that we were able to kind of clean up and get our water from.
Yep.
You can hear the road, speaking of, stocking up, because you can kind of hear some road noise. It's not like right here, but it's off in the distance.
If I can find that road tomorrow, people, I'm going to hike that.
So,
So we met a Sobo,
yes.
Patches,
Yes.
and she was telling us that she just came from the section that obviously we're going to be hiking tomorrow, and she's 5'8", and she said that it was waist high on her.
In some places. Yeah.
And in some places.
Yeah.
So unless there's some rapid receding tonight, I'm not looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah. It sounds like the next 2 days that she has hiked,
Yeah.
there's a decent amount of water.
I don't mind getting wet, but I don't want my pack to get wet. I don't want my stuff inside my pack to get wet. That's my concern. So.
Yeah. So we'll see what that looks like, and what the day brings tomorrow. We've got another 18 and a half planned for tomorrow, to get to the next place. So, yeah. So that'll be an interesting day. We'll see what comes of it. So I also wanted to say, so tomorrow we will hit the 600 mile of the trail, not ours, but 600 trail miles. And also, I think yesterday, we passed the halfway point for both the trail and ourselves. However, we didn't see any. There was for the trail, there was nothing that marker or anything that was halfway. So just based on the length that Far Out puts in there, we should have passed that yesterday, I believe. So, yay. So, so that's that. Again, no animals today other than a couple of fish in the water we were walking through.
I was looking for snakes because I thought for sure we'd see some snakes.
Yeah, with all that water.
Yeah.
I was watching too. Yep, thought for sure. We didn't see anything other than that. So
no mermaids.
No mermaids.
No
No, I
moose.
was really surprised. No moose and no whales. Yeah. So, yeah, just our luck. So, all right, tomorrow, day 43, again, 18 miles plus a little bit, and water, apparently.
It's supposed to be cold again tomorrow morning, and we're pretty much in water, I think, pretty early.
Probably pretty quickly.
So
Yeah.
that should be really fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun day. Yeah. So, all right. Well, that's it for day 42, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
Night.
Have a good night.